the under-18s, and they'll know what's expected of them. They'll have a good team shape. They're probably playing the same shape that we've seen the reserves play, and the youth team have been playing it this season. So they know each other's games, and sometimes that can help them if they're all coming through together. It's when you make one or two changes and those young players coming in feel a bit nervous about the other players around them, but when they're all coming in together, I'm sure they put in a good account tonight.
And again, the likes of Havrovic and perhaps Aneke and Freeman, they'll be looking to perhaps the likes of Frimpong and Watt, who've been in and around the reserves for the last 2 seasons or so.
Well, certainly Sanchez Watt at the start of last season wasn't really considered a reserve team player, and wasn't even in the youth side in 1 or 2 of the early rounds of the FA Youth Cup, but grew in stature with his performances over that Youth Cup run. Has done very well in the reserves, always looks to run in behind people. He's got a good touch, he's got good awareness, and of course Frimpong, a very aggressive player, good on the ball, great athleticism. Those 2 players will have to come to the fore tonight.
Interesting, because we thought Watt might be on the plane, we thought Frimpong might be on the plane. Chuks Aneke has been scoring goals for fun for the junior Arsenal sides, and a chance for him to step up. And of course, with players perhaps going out on loan from that sort of reserve team group for the second half of the season, we'll probably see a lot more of Chuks between now and the end of the campaign.
I'm sure we will. You know, some of these players, you think of Mikel, came into the side at the end of last season in the last couple of games, and now he's playing more and more this season. So it's important that when they do get their chance, they take it, and as Neil Banfield just said, they don't play with any fear. They go and express themselves, go and make it happen.
Just seconds away from kick-off, there is Emmanuel Frimpong, and certainly he will feel that he's just lost a little bit of time this campaign, because he was very much part of the Youth Cup winning team in the central midfield area, along with Francis Coquelin. Coquelin, of course, on the plane to Athens. Frimpong misses out. Well, let's take a look at the Fulham side for you, and there is plenty of experience here. Andranik Teymourian is an Iranian international. Eddie Johnson, of course, probably going to line up against England for the States in the World Cup in 2010. Sol Ki-hyun, of course, is a South Korean international as well. And along with Bjorn Helge Riise, who is the younger brother of John Arne Riise, there's a bit of experience in that Fulham lineup.
Certainly is, and if there's a game that probably the opposition didn't need to be too experienced, this is not the best team that Fulham could put out. They had a very young side earlier in the season, which Arsenal dominated. And
there's a reminder of our Arsenal side as well. Sanchez Watt, incidentally, captains the side tonight, so an honour for him. Hopefully he'll be leading his charges to success, and just that little bit closer towards Aston Villa at the top of the table. Arsenal taking a trip across town to take on Fulham at Motspur Park for this second string encounter. So we're just about to get this match underway at Motspur Park between Fulham and Arsenal. Let's take a look at those first half highlights. Arsenal had 1 or 2 chances, so did Fulham for that matter, but there was some good movement. We saw the likes of Sanchez Watt and Chuks Aneke involved.
Yes, I think Chuks Aneke played particularly well. This is a great little pass. This is no way offside. It's a good run from Luke Freeman. Just got on the blind side of Marsh Brown. Just hit it over the bar. The assistant referee gave him offside, but that was absolutely no way was that offside. Lovely weight of pass, good vision from Aneke, playing in that role behind the main striker.
Not afraid to have a shot either.
No, certainly. Gets the ball from Luke Freeman. Bit of space, gets his shot away. Didn't quite have enough power to beat the goalkeeper, but certainly accurate enough. Didn't really get his standing leg off the ground.
Again, Aneke with that ball out to the left-hand side.
Yeah, really good pass. Well weighted. Luke Freeman again timing his run perfectly. Coming in, heads it down. Just couldn't get it to either side of the goalkeeper. Stockdale. He's certainly shown a bit of vision, Aneke. He's got a lot of goals for the youth team, but he's got vision as well, and creativity. Uwezu getting away from Arsenal centre halves for once. Just took a good first touch inside Mikel, opened up the goal for himself, but then hit it hopelessly wide really. Should score from here, or should at least hit the target. And then Frimpong with a free kick. Did come down, but I think Stockdale had it covered. But Frimpong was very energetic throughout the game, very enthusiastic, particularly with his tackling, but he's shown qualities on the ball as well. Just hitting this one a fraction too high. And then really late on in the first half, just when Arsenal was sort of beginning to have no problem against the attack of Fulham, Saunders heads it down for Eddie Johnson. It started out on the right hand side with Riise, who's played quite well for Fulham. Eddie Johnson, as the ball comes back to him, Boateng gets out, actually turns his back, but blocks it for a corner.
Pretty disappointed with Eddie Johnson by and large. Risa for me played a little bit better. Tamorian as well, but Johnson did have an opportunity in a sort of cross-come shot, this, wasn't it?
Yes, I'm not quite sure what he was looking for. It was a good counter-attack from Fulham. Frimpong was caught on the ball, having won it back himself. And then up the other end, Arsenal trying to throw everything at Fulham. And Boateng, when this ball wasn't cleared, they really defended this poorly. Troy just plays it to Boateng, tries to side foot it, showed good composure, just trying to bend it in the far corner where there was nobody on the post. But I think it was actually Briggs, the number 4, who gets a block in. Just have a look again. There it is, comes off Briggs. And then Arsenal going backwards. Boateng trying to twist away. He's done alright there, but then he doesn't get enough height on that clearance. Saunders heads it back into the danger. And then, having made the first mistake, he then makes a second one by piling into the back of Tamorian. And that's just a little bit of frustration, and maybe a little bit of inexperience. Wrong decision making, and Eddie Johnson just puts it into the opposite corner from James Shea's dive. And Arsenal struggle to get back into the game really from that point. It was a good finish from a player that didn't play particularly well.
Perhaps they should have had another, because just a couple of minutes after that penalty, Uwezu was through. After again some dallying in the Arsenal defence, this time by Mikel.
Yeah, he couldn't see a forward pass. Mikel got knocked off the ball, tried to play it into the far corner. Good save from James Shea, but Uwezu came off worse for wear. I shouldn't be laughing really, because it was a really nasty collision, but fortunately James Shea didn't get injured in that, and he made a very good save to keep the score down to 1-0.
Arsenal didn't create too many clear-cut opportunities when we look back at those match highlights.
No, I thought the best one, as we've seen, was that one for Luke Freeman in the first half, where he was trying to get in behind Marsh Brown, or did get in behind Marsh Brown, and Aneke found him with a